Hello, hello, hello. So today we are looking at what I'm calling viral makeup. Not all of it's viral, but it was the best way to sum it all up because a lot of these items are things that you're going to see all over social media. You're going to see it on TikTok, you're going to see it on Instagram, you're going to see it here on YouTube. And I thought it was a good way to talk about some new and relatively new releases that were, is literally everyone's reviewing or and everyone's talking about. But I wanted to take a little bit of a different tact. I wanted to take a look at these products and talk about whether, quote, they're worth it. Now, it's always a subjective conversation when you get into what is worth something, right? Because to me, certain things are worth something that wouldn't be worth something to somebody else. Like viral makeup, it's even more important in a way to be judicious about what you buy. I'm like everybody else. You see things like on television, you see things on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I'm not really a TikTok person, but you get the gist. And you're like, oh, I have to get it because everyone's getting it. So I think it almost makes it harder to not buy it. Like some of the makeup that comes out, it's not viral. Not everybody's using it. Not everybody's seeing it. So there's less of an impulse buy in those situations. But these types of products I have seen everywhere. And so what I wanted to do today, it's a very long way of saying, talk about like, are they actually worth your money? So my whole arm, and I'll like explain what this is in a second, but you probably know. This is the new Natasha Denona, which I've already gotten fingerprints all over. This is the golden palette. And what I have compared it to, of course, is the gold palette from, so many years ago that I'm not absolutely sure now. And what I wanted to do is not go through, talk about every single color, although I am going to touch on the colors, the combinations, and the formulas. I want to really get to, is this worth picking up? So here's what I would say. If you own the original palette, now I think you can already tell the blues on the bottom. This is the original palette. This is the gold palette. And here on the top is the golden palette. And I'll leave my hand up here while we talk. I matched the colors that are exactly the same. There are, well, not exactly the same name. There's 9 shades that are exactly the same names. Here's the thing. If you have the gold palette and you bought it about the same time I did, it should be perfectly fine shape. You can continue to use it. Mine's fine. There's no problems with it. Again, is it past the expiration date? Yes, absolutely. But these are powders and they were well made and I have no problems with mine. So just want to put that out there. Again, I'm not encouraging you to use expired makeup. I'm just saying I use mine and it's fine. The formula, I really wouldn't tell you that there's not a difference. They are in some cases a little smoother actually, or a little bit more wet looking. She has this new formula that she didn't have when she did the gold palette, which is the Chroma Crystal eyeshadows, and then she has metallic, sparkling, duochrome, Chroma Crystal, and then matte. When she did this lovely palette, and I like the packaging now more actually as well, but I'll talk about that in a minute. In this one, you have, let's see, we have the crystals, the mattes, crystal chroma, matte, metallic. What's the one? I think it's the duochromes. No, it's the sparklings, right? Yeah. It's the sparklings that are missing from this one. I'm making sure that So this has all of them except for the sparkling shades. So what I would say is the formulas, as far as I can tell, the mattes and all the other ones, they're just as good in the new one. They do feel a little bit different in some of these versus the old versus the new, but that's, this is a really, like I've had this for several years. So, if you've had it for a long time, it does feel different over time. So, and I've used them a lot, so I can't do an apples to apples because this is new and this isn't. But the formula to me is basically the same. I wouldn't say one is necessarily better than the other. I don't know if this will last 4 or 5 years and be exactly as great as this one, but I won't know that for 5 years. Packaging, I like this packaging better. A couple reasons. One, It's plastic, it's easier to transport. You've got the holes in the back that you can push out. This is bulkier, frankly, and you've got this sort of, it's like cardboard. It looks cool, don't get me wrong, it does look cool, but you can't pop them out the same way as the new one. I always like the middies. The middies are like a good, I think, a good size. So I like that. The price is decent. There's a lot of people who have codes for this, so you can get like 15% off. If you have the old one, do you need the new one? No, you don't. They're very similar. 9 of the shades are basically the same. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that. And to be very honest, I like the fact that the old one has the blues in it because I like the blue and gold combo. I think that's a nice combination. So I prefer, again, this is me, I prefer the old color combinations because I like blue and I like green. So I think it looks great. However, this is the look on my eyes. I'll put up a video in just a second. You'll see the video of me putting it on. I'm just gonna fast forward through it. You can see, formula is great. It goes on really easy. Natasha Denona became Natasha Denona because of her formulas. They are still extremely good when she does it right, which the middies tend to be that way. Not always, not all of them, but this one is. It's extremely good formula. Some of the shades I actually like a little bit better than the older shades. They have more of that wet look. I think that's the sparkling nature of some of these. The mattes feel the same to me. They don't, feel less creamy or more creamy. It is more of a monochromatic palette because you don't have the blues in there. And I'll hold up my my arm in a second as well. But if you look at these two palettes just side by side, first of all, you can see that this one has more of that, like I said, monochromatic. There are creams and more browns replacing the blues and the colors that have like more of a greenish shift. And I'll show you that color in a minute. But yeah, this is a more monochromatic palette. So yeah, more people are probably gonna like this, frankly. And it's gonna be a really popular palette, I think, because it's very usable. A lot of people like gold and the formulas are excellent. I mean, that's just the truth of it. Do you need it? No. If you have this old palette, you don't need it. What I would also say is you probably have almost all of these shades at some point in your collection. If you have a collection as big as mine, you definitely do. And if you have a collection even half the size of mine, you probably do. These are golds and browns and creams. This is not a color story that you don't have. So don't run out and get this immediately unless for some reason you don't have any of these shades. Because I'll say two things. Natasha Denona usually goes on sale. That's the first thing. She has big sales. Second, there are the 15%, like look for the content creators that have codes. So definitely get it on sale. Sephora will have it. It will be on sale at Sephora. All the other retailers will have it and they'll have sale. Like just wait for a sale. That's my take. Unless, of course, like I said, this is like your first palette and you don't have any of these shades. Natasha Denona has excellent quality. There's no doubt in this palette. So, fair enough. So again, I want to show you the old ones on the bottom. So the shades that really you want to notice that like they're very, very different, right? So this one's Python. And this is a very deep blue. And the shade that I put next to it, across from it, because there's not a blue in this palette, obviously. The shade that I put across from it is Maliko, the cream shade there, as cross as I could get. And it's this first shade here. It's a very creamy shade. That shade does not exist in the old palette, as you can see. The old palette does have a white sparkly shade, which is this one here. And that one in the old palette is called Sparks. And I put Aura across from it in the new palette, and you can see the Aura has a little bit more of a warmer tone than the Sparks in the old one, but it's similar. So the blues are really the ones that like you just don't get anymore. So again, this one in here is Python. I replaced it with Maliko. So you can see it's a very cream. And then this one over here in the old palette is Aurora, which I love. I love this shade. And I replaced it with Flesh, which is the color over here, which again is a creamy matte. So those are the two really big differences. And then the other one I would mention is Lime Chrome, which I put right here, and it kind of is blending with this other shade, and I apologize. but this is lime chrome and it has a greenish shift to it. That one doesn't exist in this new palette. And so the one that I put across from that in lime chrome is Fizzy. And Fizzy is the shade right here where my finger is. And frankly, that one is, again, it's a pretty shade, but it doesn't have a shift to it like the lime does. My overall thoughts on whether it's worth it. If you never have bought these shades before, then absolutely get it now. You can get it at 15% off though. I would do that. If you have the old palette, I like the older one better because it has the blues in it, but you know, it is different. I don't know if it's different enough. 9 of the 15 shades are the same. To me, that's not enough to buy a brand new palette. But again, that's a subjective thing. Is it a good palette? Yes, it is. It's really nice. The formula is good. And if you love those shades and use them all the time, absolutely get it. Okay, next, what is my foundation? This is absolutely a viral product. This is called TirTir. Now, TirTir is something you might not have heard of if you're not on TikTok. It is all over the place on TikTok. And there's a couple of content creators that have definitely talked about this particular brand in recent months. This is a Korean brand, and this is a cushion foundation. This is available on Amazon, and I'll make sure the links are down below. So this is an interesting product. It is a cushion foundation, and this is what it looks like when you open it. It's got the little, you know, sponge. Opens just like a cushion foundation would, right? It's not, we have cushion foundations in the US. That's what it looks like. I'll roll the footage. Here's the thing about this particular foundation. What you'll see is a lot of people doing it and like swiping it on their face, which I did do. So you can see I swiped it on my face and then I patted it all in. It is an extremely good cushion foundation. However, I have extremely good cushion foundations. The Clé de Peau, for example, is my favorite, and I still like a little better than this one. But there are a couple things about this foundation that have made it viral. One, it's the packaging. It's just cool red egg-shaped thing, which we don't really have in the US or any other, I haven't seen this, you know, particular type of packaging. It is supposedly prevents smudging of makeup when you wear a mask. 24 hours of makeup, what they say on the back of this, persistence in the mask. So basically, you can wear a mask over this and it does not smudge. Now, I have not tried it under a mask, but I will say this does not smudge. I have worn it a couple times now and it does really last and it works. It's brightening and supposedly anti-wrinkle. So I'm like, well, that's fascinating. How is it anti-wrinkle? I'm not really sure. There are a number of ingredients on the side, which I will put up for you. And you can screenshot it once my computer, there we go. Hopefully you can all see that. There we go. And I'll like move it so that it doesn't have the reflection. You can screenshot. I mean, I have to move it up a little bit because it's, there we go. And back down. But here's the thing, guys. It does seem to actually brighten and last. I will give it that. And it's inexpensive because it's on Amazon. So it's called the Mask Fit Red Cushion Mask Shield Enriched Coverage Foundation. It's 0.63 ounces. I had a difficult time figuring out my shade because here's the thing. This is a Korean brand. The Asian markets tend to have more light shades for their demographic. And so I was fairly sure that the lightest shade would be too light for me. Usually when I'm looking at a European brand or an American brand, the lightest shade is usually my shade. But in an Asian brand, that's not usually the case. I'm usually a couple shades up. And so I did go a couple shades up to 17C. And I actually think this is a great match for my skin. I lucked out, to be very honest. The pictures online are pretty good, and I think the descriptions are pretty good, so you should be able to to figure it out like I did. But if you're a match for me, this is the 17C. If your skin is like a match for mine but warmer, there is a 17 neutral, which I almost did. But I think the 17C is actually a great match. So would I say this is worth it? Actually, yes. This is a really good cushion foundation. It's brightening. It makes your skin look really nice. If you're looking for, you know, more coverage, this definitely has more coverage. You can build this up. You don't need a lot. You'll see in that when you saw in the video, I would like go swipe and then I would use that swipe for the whole side of my face. You don't need a lot of this product. So what they tell you to do, which I did not do because I wanted to try it out for you guys, like full, they'll tell you to put it in the, you know, tamp it like here, right? Get it on there. And then actually like wipe the side of this with it and then like go in and pat it all in. So there's definitely excess product. You don't need a ton. It's a really good foundation. If you like a cushion foundation and you're looking for something that will last all day, is brightening, and looks good on your face, this is an excellent choice. However, like I said, the shades are not super inclusive. So, you know, but again, remember, this is a Korean brand. So just keep that in mind if you're interested in it. Would I buy this again? Yes, I would. Will I wear this product? Yes, I will. And it's good. It's a really good product. And it's far cheaper than the other cushion products that I use. Next, the blush that I have on. This is the Makeup by Mario. I've talked about this a couple times. This is in Perfect Pink. Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. This is a good product. This became very popular a while back. This is not new. But this particular color is super popular because of the pink shade that it is. It's this very like bright Barbie pink. But as you can see, I have it on my face. It's not that bright. I used a soft brush. Again, I'll have the video go up to put it on. And I do have a little powder over my face at the end. But it sinks in. It doesn't look super bright, super poppy pink. It's the perfect pink. I agree. It's a great shade. It's a great formula. I would definitely buy more of these. I'll wait for the Sephora sale when I buy more. But it's a really good product. It's a really good product for those of you who want a light blush. If you're somebody who wants a impactful shade, you're not going to like it because it's sheer. You can add to it. You can build it. But there's tons of products out there, blush products out there. And blush is like the number one popular like product this year. There's tons of other blushes out there that are much more pigmented. So if you're somebody who needs a more pigmented blush because your skin is deeper or because you want one, because you like that, do not go with this. Because again, it's a sheer blush. I love it, but I love sheer products. That goes to say for the Makeup by Mario, this is the sculpting and bronzing. I've heard a couple of people say they don't like this because it is sheer. That's the reason I love it. Again, the video is up now. You can see me putting it on. You can see that it impacts my skin. For those of you who have said it doesn't show up on you, that's probably because I am incredibly pale. And on me, this shows up. If you are somebody who has a deeper skin tone, I absolutely agree. This is not going to show up on you. And that's the light shade. That's fair. I have not tried the deeper shades yet. I am going to buy more of this though, because I want to try to find one that's like more of a bronzy shade so I can use that for bronze and this for contour. Because I do love the product. It works extremely well on me. But again, that's not for everybody. That's why you have to be really careful of these like, you know, viral things. And I always try to be very honest with all of you. It may be like my favorite thing ever and I might absolutely love it, but it doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So just, you know, keep that in mind. This is a very sheer product and it's great for me, but not necessarily great for everybody else who's looking for something that's really going to show up. You're going to spend, I forget exactly how much it is, but $30 and it's going to disappear on you and you're going to be disappointed. So just put that out there. And then the lip products, I do have on the Spiced Lip Pencil, Spice Chai from Make by Mario. If you're a lover of the Old Spice MAC pencil, which I absolutely loved, Mob Beauty has come out with the same shade. If you don't know, the new MAC Spice pencil is a different color. I don't know why they changed it, but anyway. Mob Beauty has one. It's like 90s something or something. I'll put the name down below. Mob Beauty, which I'm going to do more investigation on, they do have one that looks exactly like the Old Spice. But this looks like Spice too. So if you're trying to replace your old MAC Spice liner, Spice Chai, it's really, really good. His liners are excellent. His lip liners are really, really worth it. I don't usually say that about like, I am very careful because most of the time I'm like, you'll like this only if, you know, but the liners, I don't know how that liner wouldn't work for practically anybody. Like it's really that good. It's a really great liner. His liquid liner I also have on. This is a really good liquid liner if you're somebody like me who likes a really thin line. You see how thin the line is? It's like almost non-existent. If you're looking for like a thicker liquid liner, or if you do more of like a real cat eye type of thing, you can buy like lots of different ones, but this one is very, very thin and very easy to manipulate. So I really like this. So this product is viral because of the blue and green versions of it. But of course I did not pick up the blue and green versions yet because I am me, and immediately went to the brownish shade. Now this shade is called, here we go, bear with me, Noisette. Noisette. Okay, I'm getting better. Noisette. Noisette. Noisette, which is hazelnut, basically. And I love this shade. This is a really good product. Now, I wanted to try it before I got the blue and green, and guess what? I'm buying the blue and green because this is a balm. It's a Prada balm, but this is a really good product. Now, I'm going to be, again, very honest with all of you, as I always am. This is an expensive balm. If you are like me and you get like kind of obsessed with this type of product, then yeah, it's absolutely worth it for you because you'll use it all the time and you like a ridiculously priced balm. If you're a normal human being, you'll be like, that's too much to pay for a balm. And I totally get that, but it's a really good product. You look chic. You look pulled together with your Noisette balm. You pull it out of your pocket, you pull it out of your purse, you pull it out of whatever, and it's green and blue and people go, ooh, what's that? So I totally get this product. I get the viral nature of this product. Again, is it a lot of money for a balm? Yeah. But I will say this, the feel of this is super silky, super moisturizing, really gorgeous. I love it. So now I have to buy the green and blue ones, and I'm probably not going to even wait for a sale. I'm just going to buy them. But I really like it. It's really, really good. So put that out there. This I put on over it. Again, hopefully the videos are going up. This is the Armani gloss, which I actually have heard really good things about. And a lot of people have been talking about it. Again, a lot over on TikTok. This is 07. It's Prisma Glass Gloss. And I have to say, this color, if you're looking for something that's like a peach, like a light peach, you don't want too much of a color, but you want a little bit. What I will say about this gloss is that it's not sticky. It does have a prismatic shine to it. Armani always does a good job. It's subtle. It's not, it doesn't have a smell. Mine doesn't have a smell. It's a good product, but we all have a lot of glosses. So I'm not going to say that like this is something you absolutely have to get, but if you're looking for a really good gloss, it's a nice one. It's not sticky. It's not too thin. It's not too thick. There's a lot of good shades. Armani does a good job. Again, it's not cheap, but it's a good gloss, and I do like it because it goes over everything well, and it doesn't stick to things. You don't start to get like gunk in the corners of your lips because of it. Yeah, I really like the product. So I'd love to hear what other viral products you're interested in. Again, it's not necessarily a question of like, oh, it's viral and everybody's using it, but like, are there things out there? If everyone's saying it's good, there may be a reason why they're saying it. Now, they could be saying it for other reasons that aren't as virtuous, but it also could be that the product's actually good. So let me know. I'm happy to try stuff. You never know, right? Until you try. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye.